I worked at night once the babies went to sleep. So for 90 days, I put my head down and my life transformed. And I saw the value of the community, which at that time in Beachbody, they had message boards, and there was no one who could relate to what we were doing. You know, we have this like anomaly that is so special. And and then it's so accessible, but also you're isolated in your home. So we have to really focus on this community, because the community is what hooked me into the whole thing. And I think like if I really I'm sure you hear so many different things, but I think if I were going to focus on anything that has been transformational for me, it's this community that is out there that you can tap into, that feels like, look, where are you guys right now? New Jersey. You're in New Jersey. I'm here. I'm in Southern California. I'm in San Diego. And I'm in your living room, and you guys are all there together. I'm jealous. That's so fun. And there's this notion of community. And I think sometimes we get so focused on Success Club and benchmarks and rank advancements, and really the value you can add to your community, that you guys are choosing to step into this role of leadership. And what you're providing for people is like a sense of home or community. And the thing that you'll get back fiscally, I think, as coaches, is you're going to get that retention, which is where the power is. You're going to have people who then decide that this community is as important as for them and their needs as it was for you, and you incorporating them. I was just thinking of one of my coaches in our organization who just hit the million club like 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry, the dogs are going crazy. We have like people still finishing up the construction on the house and all the things that I didn't have any idea where I was going to be when I said, yeah, I'll talk to you guys. So I'm sure some construction worker just came, and so it's all the things. But, you know, so she just hit the million club, and I think about like the benchmarks that she's hit in her community, her ability to create these her retail sales, because, you know, initially that's really the bulk of the money you make is your retail sales. And you just don't want to have to keep doing the work over and over and over. And sometimes you have to put your head down, and you have to find your voice, and you have to find your way to build this community and make it like a Disneyland experience for your customers. And I just don't want you to feel like you have to be online adding value, going crazy. You don't. Like, you can be very intentional about your time, because you want to use your time to the best of your ability. So during your power hours, or if you set an alarm on your phone, so you're checking in a couple times a day, and also your own authentic experience of whatever's happening in your home. How did you navigate your decisions to make a healthier choice? I totally had a rose breakfast this morning, and I don't know how it happened, but I happened to have Brussels sprouts and bacon, and I was like, I got to watch her cook and eat with when we were on our trip in Montana. And I was thinking of her, like, but you know, it was such a delicious combination, by the way. And I just think about, people kind of want to get a glimpse into your life. They want to get a glimpse into what it looks like in your house. And, you know, I'm not saying you need to be doing the posts where you're rolling your pants up like this is fake, and rolling your pants down and showing your belly. Like, I don't, and no offense if you've done a post like that. You don't have to. You just have to talk about things. People want to understand, what is your workout space? How do you navigate around, you know, like right now I'm in this cramped room. How would I navigate around to make my workout work for me? It's just that, and people want to be seen, you know, we all want to be seen and valued, and you have this unique opportunity, this very important role to be able to systematically see people and acknowledge them and remind them that they have value and that you care. And if you have to keep a journal of your people that you're building relationships with, because you have to go back to your regular life and maybe be moms and maybe be wives and all of the other things that you do, it's okay. And it doesn't make you like fake if you have to write things down, so that when you take off that hat and you go into being mommy or whatever, you can remember where you were, what you're talking about, and go back to that. But you know, for me, I stayed engaged in the community for 4 years before Beachbody became a business opportunity. I flew to, I don't know, it was like my mom mental health weekend. I would go to Tony Horton's camp. He had like an annual fitness camp in Santa Monica. And that's when I met Carl. And then Carl connected with me. And then I worked with the Yoga Booty Ballet fitness commercial, like when they did the infomercial for that one. They used me as whatever. It was fun. It was wild. And then I stayed engaged in the community. And then I don't know how it came out of me, but I led one of Tony's fitness camps. At the time I was living in Portland, Oregon. I knew he was an avid skier, and we didn't live far from a mountain. So I offered him I was like, hey, if I organized a fitness weekend with some Beachbody people, would you come and run it, you know, lead us? And it was crazy because I think about how crafty and clever this was in 2005. So he literally flew up, you know, with my 2 car seats in the back with like Cheerios like splattered all over the back seat of my car. I had a super budget, so I had to pick him up from the airport. There was none of this like 5-star this and, you know, 6-star that. It was like, you're gonna just go with me. I rallied all my local friends who were all starting to have their own P90 experiences. At this point, P90X was out, but you know, and I went to a local gym and asked if I could rent their room, their group fitness room, like by the hour. And you know, I just made it really creative. And then I had all my mom friends, well, we're all teacher friends, like with their minivans, carting groups of us so that we could go have a Portland experience, which was like, we hiked Multnomah Falls. And it was funny. We didn't end up getting to ski because he wanted to do the fitness camp like immediately. And I'm like, well, the ski season's like next year. I was thinking like 6 months from now, but he wanted to do it like then. So I jumped on it because whatever. And I think that sometimes we feel like we have to have a return on our investment, or it has to be so immediately tangible. I think that the one thing that I can tell you, when you build this community and you give like endlessly to it, you won't be able to quantify initially like what your rate of return is, but it'll blow your mind, and it'll come to you in ways that you can't. It won't be like a 1-to-1 ratio. Let's see if you can follow me. Like, I'm helping this one coach, right, build their business, but that coach might not take off, but 2 or 3 coaches below whatever might come around, might reach out for help, and might be the one who steps into the leadership. And it's not always about who is your personally sponsored coach, you know, it's the volume of the community. And so I just can't emphasize enough. You have your customer community and you have your coach community, and you guys are on this retreat because you are the leaders of leaders. So you're here with Rose, and you have this opportunity to really step into this leadership. And if you, and you know, there's so many resources out there to give you creative ideas. Like if you're feeling like you don't feel, oh, the workers are here, it's true. They're like out there right outside the window. But you know, you have this opportunity, and you got to just look for those resources too, you know, so that you're like, I don't know, Monday, motivation Monday, you know, that kind of stuff. Initially, it's okay to go with sequences, like with things that are preset, while you find your authentic voice, or your story starts to develop and your style starts to develop, and the right people are going to follow you. And of course, you are going to bring into your business who you are being, and you're going to bring customers based on how you are. So that's why we do the personal development on the regular, because that helps change our mindset. That helps change our attitude towards how we see things. And it's like, oh, look, you put on your rose colored glasses, right? And you start to see the world in a totally different way. And then you start to bring more people into your community that are more aligned with your goals and your vision for your future. So, you know, I didn't know that when I was engaging in the community initially, that one day, and I think it was like November 2006, that Carl would reach out to me and be like totally intimidated. He was like the worst recruiter ever. He was like, this is not a pyramid scheme. I mean, he threw every obstacle that, or objection he thought I might say. It was like, and you know that saying, they say you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and but you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. That was me. I was the right person. Like he could have told me blue and it would have meant nothing, and I'd been like, yep, okay, where do I sign? I'm in. Like, you want me to do something? You want to give me a little more elevated title in the Beachbody community? Now you're telling me I can be a paid coach? I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know anything other than I already was telling everybody to buy Beachbody programs and buy it from beachbody.com. And now you're telling me I can have my own unique little link, and I can make a little side money. And at the time, like I said, I was living in Portland, Oregon. My parents are from San Diego. So that organically, my first set of goals, my vision for how this money would be life-changing for me, started to come into play. My son was now, you know, 3 years old, so no more 2-year-old on the airplane, like free, right? I had to pay 4 plane tickets to come home. And I was like setting my goal, I hope I can fly home 2 times a year with the whole family. And it was like at premium time, you know, say Thanksgiving or something like that. And that's how I set my goal. I was like, oh, okay, 4 plane tickets, $1,600. That will be my goal of how to make some retail commissions and have some life-changing memories with my family where it wouldn't be a financial burden. And that just snowballed into obviously an incredibly flourishing, satisfying, amazing business that still makes me so happy to be part of, and see you guys have the same. Always is just so validating, right? Today I'll finish with so my business partner, he sent me a text this morning, because during the pandemic, we both went to San Diego State University. San Diego State has a very good basketball team. Well, with the gym closed and with the basketball teams closed, I mean, basketball courts closed, this one player, and I'll text the article to Rose, found a set of VHSs inside of his uncle's stash of P90X, and he had to like figure out where to get even get a DVD VHS player, and he dusted them off, and he did P90X to keep himself in shape because he's a collegiate ball player. And it was the most unbelievable article, because what I realized is where there's a will, there's a way. And this kid was not this guy, young, has access to all the technology, it was not beneath him to pop in the VHSs from his uncle's stash to get his butt, in premier shape to be ready for this basketball season. So, and then the announcers making the whole entire this whole spiel on Beachbody and P90X and the VHSs. It was an incredible story. So my takeaway for you, and I hope that one day I get to meet you guys in real life. I did get to float in a pool in Cancun with some of you. It was an amazing day with a lot of free-flowing alcohol. Oh, you gotta love that, right? But it wasn't as nuts when we were in Montana. We had one kid with us. So anyways, it was a little more athletic. But yeah, so that's all I've got to say.
Well, thank you, Monica. It's always great to see you, and maybe one day you guys can come to Jersey and we can get everyone all together.
Well, I can't wait to just stalk and see all the pictures.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We can come to you too.
Yes, you definitely want to come. It's gorgeous here, and my husband's a surf instructor, so that's his little side hustle, so he can get you out there feeling comfortable in the water.
Awesome.
But have a great weekend.
Thank you so much
for taking time out. You. For sure. Have a great weekend. And enjoy each other and get a renewed passion for what you do, which is really life-changing for so many people. And thank you for your leadership.
Bye.
Bye.